You're live. Holy hell.
Oh my God.
G'day,
Hello.
everybody. How are we?
Can you hear us? Let us know in the comments.
Someone
please.
quickly comment. Can you hear us? Does it sound good? Because I'm a little bit nervous to know if that is happening or not. I'm actually just quite nervous. I don't really get nervous very often. So
Yeah. We'll probably give it just a couple of minutes and let other people come on. But so far, like to everyone that is here, thank you so much for being here. That's so cool. It's awesome, guys.
Yeah, like talk about mixing it up and doing something completely different, right?
Yeah. Where are you tuning in from? Tell us in the comments. Where are you from tonight?
Yeah, let us know. I'm very curious.
Hang on.
So live just the other day, if most of you were on there, and we had a couple of people from England. I was like, wow, it's just incredible to even know that people overseas are watching us. So
yeah, it's crazy. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Perth.
Perth.
Mitchell's in Perth.
Hey.
I'm getting comments. Cool. I was like, oh no, the comments aren't loading.
Yeah.
Oh, Melbourne. Another Melbourne. Sunny Coast, Mildura. Oh, all over the place,
Harvey
guys.
Bay. Yeah, nice. Good stuff.
So you're probably wondering why we decided on a live. Like you said, we did one the other week. But we actually, where we are at the moment in Adelaide, we were planning to have a mobile caravan service. And he pulled out one of our wheels and said, your bearings are shot. I can't do that. You need to go to the shop.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? But the shop can't fit us in for like 6 weeks.
Yeah, they were like
that's
2
why
months.
we did them.
2 months booked out in advance. It was like, oh, here we go. We're going to be stuck in Adelaide as long as possible. But yeah, we pulled the pin and said, well, bugger it. Let's go and see if we can find some parts. Went and bought the parts. And then, yeah, we ended up deciding to do it ourselves, which was probably a really cool experience. Because
it's a skill we needed.
Yeah, I think it's something that everybody needs to know a little bit about, or at least know how to replace something. Because you can be in some really shitty situations where something like that could go and you could be up, shit creek in a sense. But yeah, it was a really cool experience and we've learned a lot from it. And we recorded a little bit of it too, just to
so you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, show you guys as well.
The other thing in amongst that, it was like a 2-person job. So like I had clean hands and he had grease hands, and we were doing different things for each other.
Yeah.
And through that, I was going to do editing yesterday. Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday to finish the episode that was going to go up tonight. And then I was going to do it today. I'm like, it's just too close. It's too close. Let's do it live. And he's like, what? Like, let's just go live.
It was like, we've talked about it. We haven't really thought about it so much. And it was like, bang, here we are. We're going live.
So yeah, that's where we've come in from so far. There's still so many places coming through. It's so cool. There's there's someone called Jan.
Newcastle,
Czech
Burpengary,
Republic, I think.
Sydney.
Adelaide.
Sydney.
Victor Harbour, Newcastle.
Sunny Darwin. Yeah, I bet it's hot up there.
Oh, my haircut looks lovely. Thank you, Sue. Oh, it's your mum.
Oh, is it?
Hi.
Oh, hi, Mum. How you going?
Yeah, this happened today. It's still pretty frizzy and hectic, but I'm happy. It's just like so at the moment. So one of the things that we're going to talk to you about first up while we're on here, we wanted to basically give you an idea of what our plans are. I have my notes here because we were like nervous. But
well, there's so much to talk about too. It's
seriously.
Like, we don't want to just jump on for 5 minutes and then see you later,
guys. So from here, we're going to be going over back towards Brisbane. And we've mentioned it a couple of times. We've got weddings there. We've got Bucks nights, Hens nights.
We've got three weddings in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hectic. Yeah.
And the other thing as well is the new van, which we're going to touch on. So just hang on.
Yeah, hang in there.
So yeah, but before we do that, we're doing a route from here, from where we are at Adelaide, all the way to Brisbane. We're going to be going through Mildura.
Yep.
Because traveling campers are there, so we're going to catch up with them.
Yep.
And then from there, we're going on to Brisbane. We haven't decided what road to take or what way we want to go, but if you've traveled that way, we would love to hear from you on socials. Send us some messages. Tell us what we can't miss.
Slide into the DMs and let us know some information if you're if you got anything there for us. That'll be awesome. Yeah. Really appreciate it.
The other thing. Oh, wedding, hint, Chris from Brad.
Oh, don't.
It's going to keep coming up.
I shouldn't have said the W word because I'm going to get slammed now. You watch.
Oh, that's funny. But the other thing too, so the new van situation, that's something that we are coming, we're going back to Brisbane for it.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it a few times and you guys are like all really keen to know. So we're going to release one thing about it.
Hopefully when we're getting it.
Yeah, provided all goes to plan.
If it all goes well and everything comes out Mickey Mouse, we're looking at anywhere between July and August.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that because as soon as that happens and as soon as we have it in our hands, there's definitely going to be a big video and a run through and
maybe
just
a live
breakdown. Well, geez,
a live through the van. I don't know.
Well, it depends on how tonight goes.
Yeah, well, this is true. So then the other thing around that with the van, what was I going to say? I don't even know. You're talking about the van being there. No, it's totally gone.
Gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, I know.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, the other thing about that, so with an editing side of things, at the moment, I've got 10 episodes up my sleeve. Yeah. So they're not made. They're ones I've got to make, but there's probably 10, maybe 12 episodes. So the reason we've had so many episodes going out at the moment is because by the time the van happens and by the time we're back in Brisbane, we want to be real time with you and we want to be real time going forward.
Yeah, totally.
We used to do that in Queensland. It worked really well. And that was because you guys were able to help us with recommendations, but we were able to help you with real-time information. So
yeah,
that's happening.
We sort of find the flip side of it is we've put up a post or we've put up an episode of a place where we've been, but we've long gone like weeks after, and then you guys have come in and stepped in and said, hey, make sure you check this out, make sure you go here and, see this and don't miss this and don't miss that. And it's like sad because we can't, make the most of that sort of information you guys are giving us. So
I'm reading comments. # Big Oz wedding from Stuart.
Oh, stop it, Stuart.
Oh, it's so funny.
But yeah, so it's to be up to real time and be more current, especially on the socials and YouTube and just the whole platform to be within like a couple of weeks of each other. I think is going to be beneficial not only for us but you guys as well. So you can keep up to date and know exactly what's coming. If we've got some future plans happening, we can organize things and catch ups and all sorts of stuff. So
well, pretty much like the remainder of this, like there's 6 minutes of stuff in a sense. We've got it all out pretty quickly. The remainder of this is really just a bit of a Q&A. So we had a heap of questions that came through on the socials that Chris has been going through.
I got some Facebook and Instagram questions.
We're going to give you some of the answers to some of them, which are especially some of them that come up all the time. And we'd love to see some of them in the comments as well. So if you've got stuff, where are we right now? I can see Robert Ashley there. I know that name. I think you won all smalls. Maybe from there down, we'll start reading questions. So feel free to chuck them in. But in the meantime, what have we got, babe? I
just saying Y62 wedding car. Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
Get the white ribbons on it.
Who's going to have it, though? Me or you?
Oh, I don't know. Well, that's a good question, isn't it? No, you can have it. I'm generous.
Well, what are you going to come in then?
Excuse me?
What are you going to arrive in?
I have no idea. I haven't even thought that far ahead, clearly.
Yeah, I don't know. We've never even spoken about it. All right.
What have we got? Is the Y62 the first petrol V8 full drive you have?
Yes.
You've had, I guess.
Yes.
100%, yeah. I've always wanted V8s and whatnot personally, but never owned one, and especially for a full drive as well. Yeah, I've only had the Ranger and a few other cars before that weren't even full drive. So, yeah, it's a big step up from, I guess, everything that we've ever done and where we've come from and whatnot.
It's been a big learning curve for us, like with fuel and stuff. Like,
oh, totally, yeah.
Well, in saying that, so I used to have an i30N at home, which is not a V8, but if you know what that car is, it used to go through the
nearly
fuel.
As quick, if not quicker than some V8s. It was pretty quick.
I was pretty particular with it too. I used to run it on 98 all the time. Like it was my little baby in a sense. And yeah, so we're used to using fuel in a sense, but we also didn't drive as far, so it's a bit different.
While we're on that, because I know it's probably already been said, fuel consumption is 24 to 27 litres per 100.
Oh yeah, just in case you have that question.
I've only ever run 91. I don't. Well, it's not that I don't believe in any others. It's cheaper, it's more affordable, it's easy to get. A lot of people say the car
runs the same.
It doesn't change. There's no performance difference. I get told 1,000 times a week, why don't you? It does this, it does that. To be honest, I've been running for nearly 2 years now.
2 years, or
not
year
a drama.
And a half.
Well, yeah.
Since we got the car.
Haven't had a drama yet. So
50,000 Ks and no hiccups.
Experiences speak louder than words. So yeah.
That first one's a good one. How do you politely say no to other children wanting to come into your van from never done traveling? So
get out.
No. I was thinking about this when Chris was talking about the Y62 before. To be honest, we don't have to because we've trained Jada. It sounds bad training her, but we've told her, like, you can go to the outside of someone's van and you don't go in, and the same applies for ours. So by the time she gets back to our van, she's like, oh, you can't come in, just wait here. Or they're like, no, we can hang out outside, but you can't come in. And so she's kind of dealt with it for us.
Like in a sense, it's still a house. Like it's your home. It's your where you live, and it's like being in a suburb and someone just walks into your front door and into your lounge room to come and see the kid, and it's like, well, what the hell
Who
just
are
happened?
you?
Like,
Yeah.
like it's
Are you allowed
it's the
to
same
be
sort
here?
of concept for us
Yeah.
anyway. So yeah, we're big on that. What else is when are you getting a new car? Well, I don't know. I'm curious to see what you guys have been thinking lately, because I've been putting up quite a few Ram things and American truck sort of stuff and whatnot, because we're helping out a mate that's building a new business back at home, Big Dog Build. So if you've got any Silverados, Dodges, any of that sort of American sort of stuff, jump on and check him out, because he'll be able to sort you out. We're just basically helping him in the background and trying to get his business up and running and getting the word out there, basically. But hey, who knows? Anything's possible. If the right thing came along, the right offer, I don't know. Anything could happen.
Yeah, anything could. How long did you actually spend traveling WA? I think it was 14 months.
Yeah,
total.
It was a bit over a year, so it was a bloody long time.
A long time. When we realized it was a year, it was like, oh my God, like we love it here, but we actually need to leave. Like we need to move on and go do something else.
There is so much over in WA. It is ridiculous. Like a year even still was not enough.
And we didn't see it all.
We still skipped a lot of the good parts too, which is insane. So
we'll need another year just to get through it.
Yeah, I reckon so for sure. Yeah.
Let's do a couple more from there and then we'll come across.
Yeah, we'll go on to, we'll just go for a quick flick.
Any more kids?
Did you see that too?
Yeah. No. Is it the snip?
I got the snip. Not happening. No more.
Did Sean get to have a good crack at the Forby Park? Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did actually.
He got out. Hey.
Most of that drone footage, if you follow us on the socials, you'll see all that drone footage I put up.
It's coming from Love Day 4 Drive Park.
Yeah. You've basically you were driving that whole time because I was droning. So yeah, she got a good session in, and you did really well, didn't you?
Yeah. I love all my forward driving. I'm keen for that, but we fight over who drives. And the thing was, he recorded some drone stuff where the drone was just sitting still because he can't obviously drone and drive full drive at the same time. And then the battery ran out, so he had to get out and go change the battery. And I was just like, shoop, straight in. I'm like, I'll go drive now. And then I just gone
for like a good 45 minutes.
Yeah, I went, bye, just follow me with the drone.
It's good. I got some really good footage, so it worked out really well.
Yeah. I have never seen these before.
One more on the socials. Tough living. I answered you earlier, but what's your favorite KFC location? I thought that was gold when that came through.
What's our favorite?
Yeah,
Karratha was really reliable.
Well, yeah. If you actually had to break it down, Karratha definitely. Karratha KFC, you got it nutted. Like we had the best service there, and it was just fresh as. But other than that, let's move on.
Where's Robert's question? Okay.
Who else loves KFC? Throw us a yes or a thumbs up. I want to see how many of you love KFC.
Hopefully as many people as us.
Yeah.
We're not weird, I hope.
Yeah.
Guys, do you use your Red Arc brake controller on auto, blue, or manual as BD? Do you find adjusting it while driving? Oh, so as in so do we have the blue setting or do we change the number accordingly?
Yeah.
Always blue. Yeah,
100. Pretty much since it's gone in, we've had it on auto the whole time. There's been probably a couple of times where I've had to manually use it, but that's only in sort of sketchy, sort of steep situations or where you're probably going to really need it and you want to control it manually. But to be honest, in the 2 years, it's probably been 2 or 3 times. It does a pretty good job as it is. Yeah. So
I have to go to this one. So I've never seen these before, but apparently I think Cal, I don't know what's happened here. I feel like you've paid $5, and if that's the case, thank you. I so appreciate it. That's awesome. But you have a question, so I've got to go to it.
Yeah.
What is the most expensive mistake you have made?
Most expensive mistake? Jeez, that's a really good question.
I reckon the most expensive mistake, you have to go back way to the very early days, and we love our caravan, but had we have known more about weights, we would have done a different van or a different weight or a different setup, I think. Yeah, totally. But we were so new at the time that it was like, oh my God, we've actually made a mistake here. This van is too heavy, really, because we couldn't travel with water without being overweight.
We were just talking about this the other night, and it grinds my gears to a certain extent because there's still so many people hitting the road today and over the last 12 months to 24 months that are still falling into that same trap that we just talked about. But there's not enough education. There's not enough, regulations by caravan companies or even car dealerships or anything to say, these are what you can carry. This is this and this together. It's probably not going to work, or it can work. There needs to be more there, because there are so many people we talk to that are in the same situation, and it's sad. It's frustrating.
We learned the hard way.
Yeah, but so many other people doing it. It's like, if you just gave them the information before they started, like, you could do the right decision, put the money in the right,
if you're
car
that person
or caravan,
and you ever need help, send us a message.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
We help people as much as we can all the time like that.
Yeah.
If we have like 300 now, it might take us a little while to get through it, but we're going to get back to you, because we get back to everyone.
Yeah.
So up here as well. So we had a question. Do you suggest doing small trips, or just take the leap and trip around Australia and take off 6 to 12 months if you can? This is from Nick and Amber. Also, what seasons do you suggest to be in which state? It depends on your situation. Hey,
really,
like, everyone's so different.
Everyone's so different to how they start and why they do it and what's driven them to do that. Well, for us, it was really just a leap, wasn't it?
Yeah, we used to do short trips, but we go more overseas. And then the Australia thing, it was like, well, bugger it. Our friends were actually doing it, or planning to do it, and we watched them plan it at the time. Tony and Tristan, shout out.
Yeah.
And and through that, it was just like, this would be awesome. We should go do that. So we did it.
Yeah, well, I think it's because
it depends on your circumstance, though.
Yeah, it's a hard one, because we're an inspiration to a lot of other people like yourselves, and encouraging to get out there and do what we're doing and live your best life. But
within your budget.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that come into it as well. But I don't know.
It depends what you're looking for. If you're like, we'd been on maternity leave just recently because of Jack as well. So it was like, oh, we're on maternity leave. Let's.
Well, say you've only got 6 months. Go for the 6 months. See what happens. Worst case, you're going to come back. At least you've got a house or somewhere to stay when you come back, and just go back to normal. But if you've got the time,
what was the other part of that? Oh, the seasons. So seasons for travel, it depends on you. If you're okay with hot weather and a bit of wind,
you can chase sunshine all the way around the state if you really wanted to. If that's what you want, that's what a lot of people do. You can do that, or you can be different like us
and fall out of season.
Experience things that not everyone else gets to experience, and a lot of those times you experience some of the best and most amazing things you've ever going to see with your own eyes. So
caravan parks aren't full. You know, all the tourist places, you don't have to make bookings months in advance. You can go at any time. So you don't get peak rates. There's a lot of bonuses. However, in a lot of those places, especially in the north, it's hot. It's hot. Or in the south, it's cold. But you still see cool stuff, hey?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. Any hints as to what the new van build will include? Nah, nothing just yet, guys.
Lots of goodies.
Where are we? Y62 Ute Chop from Burko. Hey, Burko, you're here on time. You're only 21 minutes late, to be precise. Ute Chop.
No.
Would you do it?
I don't know. If it all lined up, the stars aligned, maybe. But then I'm going to lose a lot of my four-wheel drive capability because the wheelbase and all sorts of other things. It's probably the biggest reason why I love our car and the way it is, and why we haven't gone too extreme with it, is because we can still go to 99% of the places. Like Cape, for example, we've talked about that just recently too. And it's
versatile.
Yeah, like it's a bit wider than most, but it still gets into all those tight areas and those tight tracks, and versus other bigger cars and stuff. So we're more practical than anything else.
We've got Amanda's photography here. So when are you coming to Victoria? Hello, Amanda, by the way.
Hi.
She comes to our premieres. I know you all by names.
I was going to say, she knows
one day. I know all your
do.
names. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's these people. And then right above you, Grab Life by the Goulays. I know you guys as well by name. But yeah, Victoria, we'll do Queensland, and then we'll go New South Wales. Maybe we'll pop over to Tasmania. It'll just depend on weather.
It depends on season and what time we get there and stuff.
Then Victoria. I know we've like really dragged it out and we've taken our time to get back there, but we are coming. It's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 100%. Well, Tassie's been on the top of the list like ever since the day we started. So if there's an opportunity to get over there, we'll definitely 100% take it. But yes, we will it's funny, we'll make our way back to where we are right now in SA. That's why we haven't done we've done a little bit, but we haven't done a lot because we are coming back and we're going to do a lot more sort of traveling and spending a lot more time here.
What do you do? This is from Peter. What do you do when your car or van goes in for a service? Do you hire a car or browse the shops? Well, it depends where you are. But then you've often taken it and I've just stayed back with the kids.
Yeah, well, because
we've got the van.
There's
always
different scenarios, I guess. Yeah, like if you've got the option there for a hire car or something like that, take it.
Yeah.
If you know you're going to be away for a few hours or you need to come back to the van because you need to be there, I don't know. You sort of plan it on the go and see what you need at the time and whatnot. But we haven't really done too much. We did a service here in Adelaide, and I was lucky enough that the people we're staying with lend me their car. But I guess it's the same as getting a hire car.
Running around in a Ram.
Yeah, stirring the pot a bit, I guess.
Grant Collins, I like what you're saying here. Hi, guys. We are trying, but how do you actually make the call to leave and travel? Cheers. So you just do. And it's going to be super stressful. There's going to be days when you hate each other. There's going to be days when, well, I don't know about the blokes, but at least me, I definitely cried multiple times.
Yeah, I didn't cry.
No, he was just like, let's go.
Yeah.
But there are things about it that are stressful. But the second you're in that van and in that car and you're on your way, you'll be so happy. You really will be.
Yeah, I'm picturing like
just
us
plan and stress yourselves out in the beginning, and then by the time you leave, it's good.
I'm like picturing like us sitting in front of the TV and watching videos like what we have and going, this would be cool. This is amazing.
Doing checklists.
It's getting you to the point where you want to do it. And then like, obviously it gets to the crunch where it's like, we just got to do it now. Like as soon as you do it and you take that leap, all that you've watched and you've been, researching and driving you to do that. It all
makes sense.
It all just hits you and you're like, oh my God, I feel amazing right now because we're doing what we've always said we're going to do. And it's like the most satisfying thing in the world when you've actually just done something so big and dramatic and then finally went and chased your dream. Like it's amazing. It is the coolest feeling. Yeah.
Just do it. Honestly.
Just literally take it and go for it.
Worst case, you can go home.
Yeah.
Like it's not, it's not the end of the world. If it's not for you, you can still go home.
Yeah.
Mitchell, what was your favorite part of WA? Kimberley's for me.
Oh, I got two. Kimberley and Esperance.
Oh, yeah. Esperance is pretty up there. Like, I get Esperance now. I didn't really get it until we went there, why people were so...
everybody said, when you get Esperance, you'll understand why you're going to love it. Like,
if you're a beach person, go Esperance. If you're a bush person, go Kimberley.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, because you're either bush or you're beach, you can have either. So you go either the top or the bottom, but
yeah. Oh, thanks, useless campers. Love my hair. It's like it feels so weird because it just ends.
It is very short.
Yeah, when I first got home and he didn't know I was doing this. And I got back and he's like, oh, you trimmed it. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean?
And then Jada walks in and she's like even shorter. I'm like,
she's got a little bowl.
What the hell?
That's what she wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got? If you ever come to Kalgoorlie, WA, you can come and stay at ours. Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Oh, thanks, Sarah. Appreciate it.
I'm trying to find questions. There's no easy way to find questions. Oh, do you have a OBD2 scanning tool if a fault light comes on?
No. I don't, no.
Someone did mention about doing that for us, hang on. Someone mentioned about us getting one from them, if that makes sense.
Reaching out,
Yeah, and we looked into it at the time, and it was also something you sit on your dash and you could read all your liters per 100 and like all these cool facts about the car. But the Nissan, like in the dash system, it kind of does it. So if you've got a problem, it's going to tell you on the screen, I think.
Yeah, well, there's obviously going to be a few that probably won't tell you, but yeah, I guess that's when you probably need something a bit more high tech to get into it. But
we're not mechanics either.
Yeah,
we want someone else to look at it.
And saying that we've done a fair bit with it so far and haven't had any major issues. So
no.
But I know where you're coming from. It's like it's nice to have that little backup maybe just to plug it in, and if you didn't know it, it might get out of trouble. But we haven't considered it and probably won't going forward. I don't know. We haven't needed it.
Where are we? I'm like, sorry guys, you just had to sit here and wait for me now to find questions. Go the dirty bird. There's so many thumbs up. That was from a while ago. Thank you. We're a bit out of focus on the TV. That could be a lack of lighting. That could also be, this is the webcam from my computer.
Yeah.
So it's great for editing, maybe not so great for focus. However, going forward, I'll try and use like a software. We might have to get like a little camera or set it up with the actual real camera or something. But that was too technical. I wanted to see if this worked first. So that will come in time. Where are we? Have we thought about visiting the Scenic Rim? Well, that's close to home. My dad used to live in the Scenic Rim.
Yeah.
So my dad was from Stanthorpe and Warwick. So yeah, we'll definitely go back there and all, the apple orchards and everything. Like we will go through.
We sort of have done a bit of it way back in the day, way before YouTube and stuff. But that's probably one thing I'm looking forward to going back to Brisbane and the East Coast is we just love that East Coast so much, and there's so much on offer and such a small amount of area. When you compare it to WA, WA is very spread out. It's very sort of vast, but cram WA into half, and that's Queensland. It's cram packed. But yeah, we're definitely excited to get back there and check out everything that we know so well too.
Chad, do you guys rather the warm weather or the cold weather? What do you?
I've enjoyed the warm, and it is nice because you get to see some really cool stuff. But then you sort of get to a point where it's like, I'm sick of the heat. Let's go mix it up and get some cold. I'm actually enjoying it because we've been in Adelaide long enough now that
I'm warm.
Yeah, you're always warm.
Yeah.
It's just,
I want warm.
Yeah, you're typical you, but I don't know. It's nice to mix it up because I like being cold too. Because I used to do a lot of snowboarding back in the day, and being in New Zealand and going to Canada and all those sort of places. And I don't know. There's something about sitting around a fire and snuggling up and sort of having hot chocolates and beers and all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
This one's cool. So Anthony, so they're preparing to do the big lap, and they got a 15-month-old and toy suggestions. So probably the biggest thing I can suggest to you, I don't know if you've seen our videos, the kids both have like a toy box at the end of the bed. Things like trucks for Jack, we choose the smaller ones, soft toys, they've only got one or two.
Yeah.
Books is obviously hard, but I kind of rotate them and we change them. So Jada changes hers at the little free libraries at caravan parks and that. Jack's ones are the same.
Book swaps and that, yeah.
He doesn't get many new books, but he's really happy with what he's got still. But that toy box, if it's full, something needs to come out. So we do buy things and collect things along the way. And once it gets to a point that it's full, if Jada wants to buy something new and put something in, she has to take something out.
Yeah.
And it teaches her then, to be organized and, it's like problem solving.
It's okay to let go of things too and to move on and, replenish that with new and exciting things. So there's quite a couple of, life skills and things in there just with that alone. But yeah, at the end of the day, you can't take boxes and boxes. But some people do, and if you got the weight to do it, go for it, 100%. But
I don't know how to answer this one. How to say this name? Sorry, Deuce Machina. I don't know. So do you keep up? Yeah, it's normally you.
I would have been bugging.
Do you keep up with the news via newspapers, radio, TV, or online? So we haven't watched TV in probably 2 years.
Yeah.
We don't really buy newspapers. We bought one because we had an article in it to send home.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Radio.
I couldn't
you don't even really
time.
know the channels that are near you most of the time.
Yeah, they're forever
online,
changing.
Though, sometimes online.
Yeah, well, there's I guess it's hard to get away from anything online because
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, there's always something floating through. But we don't really go out of our way to watch too much. And I don't know, my personal experience and my opinion about it is it's full of negative crap. When was the last time there was some positive, amazing news that just flowed and kept flowing through the news? It's always negative and just, I don't know, downgrading news. And I hate it. So we haven't watched it for some time since.
Oh, here you go, some drone ones. So Matthew Brown. Hey, Chris, do you have a list of suggested drone settings? I can't get my gimbal to be as smooth as you. That's not a bad idea, setting up your drone settings and sharing it, because I think you guys would benefit from that.
Well, this has come up a couple of times because a few people have said it'd be cool if you did a little rundown video or just a general video of what I do and how I do things with the drone, which I reckon is probably a really cool thing because there's a lot of yous out there that do have drones now, and they're becoming very quickly a very popular choice, especially when you're traveling Australia, because as you've seen what we can do, it gives you a whole different perspective of a campsite or a location where you are, or even just cool footage to put on the socials and stuff. So
I think though for Chris, he's done it that much now. He does a lot of manual rather than using the settings as such. But but you got to start. I'm going to write it down. I think that's actually a really good idea.
It is a good idea. It has come up a few times. So
drone settings. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
For that one.
Upcoming video.
Okay, so Paul here, do you do any work on the road, Chris?
No.
Well, he does. He's doing
Why?
socials and YouTube and stuff.
Oh, my work's changed dramatically. Like I went from like quite physical work to soft hands now. So actually doing those bearings the last couple of days, like to have grease and grime and things under my fingernails. I still got black under my fingernails. Like it was good to feel that again, but yeah, I haven't done any sort of hard labor for a long time.
It's been a while.
Crazy.
Look how dirty they are. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Hello, Jimmy. By the way, you're late, but that's okay. So do you know what happened to Nomads? We had this in the comments earlier. I answered it already, but no.
I don't know. Does anybody know? I don't know.
If anyone knows, please tell us.
Yeah, if you guys have followed them, because we
used to talk to them.
Yeah,
regularly.
we were connecting with them quite a fair bit, and they were just doing really good content and everything else.
We were growing kind of at the same rate, and had similar content and similar beliefs and similar.
Yeah.
Like we used to like talking to them.
It's crazy to think that they've just vanished like completely. So I don't know.
My guess, in a sense, and this is totally a guess, and I could be wrong. It's just an opinion based on our experience, but just disclaimer. Being a YouTuber, like people see all the good stuff that you're doing, but there is so much behind the scenes, and like it's not really until you hang out with someone who's doing it that you get to see enough of that to understand it. And I know that they used to talk about like the statistics of YouTube and stuff a little bit as well, and trying to keep up with the algorithm, and it might have just been a bit stressful for them.
A bit too much.
That's honestly what I think it might have been.
It's a fierce beast sometimes, YouTube. So
we don't look until things go wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we're right. If something starts slowing, then it's like, oh, what have we done? But if you look at it all the time, it can consume you.
It does, yeah.
But that's just my guess. I could be wrong.
Just an assumption, yeah.
Yeah. There's lots of love my hairs, thank you. Oh no, what just happened? It moved. Or are we at the bottom? What have I done?
Oh my goodness.
I've lost my spot. Hello from the Netherlands. That's really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Where are we? Sounds like you want a ram from Jim.
Well, you never know. You never know. There's got benefits to it. I'll give it that.
He wants to be able to go off-road, though. And
I don't want to lose my off-road capability. That's the only thing that would stop me from jumping on that bandwagon like tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
just another name I know really well. That we got Tim Broadbent here. I know you for your emojis. Hello. And Lady Susan Jane, hello to you as well. And I'm so glad you got a van and that we're able to encourage you. That's so cool. Tasmania, Victoria. What's this one? Love your Albany/Southern. Oh, yeah, because it was where he grew up. What do we got? The boat harbour spot blew me away. I've been to a hiking spot with the same name, but not the same. How do you get to that spot? Send us a message on socials and we can give you a link.
Yeah, that'll be easier, yeah.
Oh, Brian, where would be your most favourite place to visit north of Brisbane this year? So Brian's like Chris's stepdad.
It may start with an M. I don't know.
Somewhere that they live, maybe.
We might stop in and see you, but we might keep going. I don't know. We haven't decided yet.
We'll be going to Brisbane. We'll be definitely around Brisbane, Sunny Coast, Gold Coast, but we do have to do a couple of trips further up, like towards Mackay.
Yeah, we are doing a lot of family and friends catching up in the next couple of months back home. So.
All right, I'm going to skip down a little bit and see where we're at. When choosing your free spots, do you find it hard to find a spot for the kids? For example, things for them to do. That's simply handmade. So yes and no.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 sometimes because you can pull up somewhere and there's absolutely nothing. And you've almost got to try and make the fun and make it entertaining and all sorts of stuff. But then the flip side of it is there might be kids there. There might be
other people free camp.
Playground. There might be, I don't know. There could be other things there to help you out with that. But
I tend to keep a stash in the caravan. So I'll go past Kmart and I buy like $3 kinetic sand and I've got chalks and we got kites for the windy days, Play-Dohs, like craft stuff. Like I'll buy bits and pieces because sometimes if you are somewhere and there's literally nothing to do, I'm like, oh, look what I found in my back pocket, even though I've had it sitting in there for a week or two. So that helps. But I think as well, like the longer you go on the road, I don't know, kids seem to go back to their origin, I guess you could say. So they like they're happy to play outside and play, make a little stick house and find some insects to put in there. It sounds silly, but when you're at home and you're used to having all those things at home, you kind of...
You're not sort of getting out and seeing that and adventuring and
It's
exploring.
different. It's not too bad. It's an adjustment period. Kids have to adjust as much as adults do in the beginning, and some days will be hard, but it gets better.
It's sort of breaking that mold that you're so used to and getting outside your comfort zone and, getting back to basics in a sense.
Hi from Tom and Gail in Gawler, SA. Well, we're actually only just down the road from you.
Yeah, literally. Hello. We're like 10 minutes north of Gawler at the moment.
Hang on. No, that's the same one. Where are we? Hi, legends from Robert, DMP Robbo. Catch up in Brisbane? Definitely.
100%. 110%. Yes. We're going to do...
Home
I reckon
stay.
We'll probably do a couple back there. We're going to be there for a little while. So, yeah, it's definitely on the cards.
Where are we? So do you use ND filters on the drone and Osmo Pocket for bright day filming? Well, the Pocket's no longer with us.
Pocket's not a thing anymore. We're for anybody that doesn't know, we're back on GoPros. But then we've been on the GoPros for a little while now, but then we're finding we're still getting a lot of issues.
Number 10 has so many glitches.
I don't know if anybody else is out there, let me know. But the GoPro 10, if you're using it as much as we do or just regularly, you're probably finding the same sort of issues where it's like spitting SD cards and it just doesn't want to turn on and it turns off, and there's so many little annoying, frustrating issues that we're having with it, to the point that we're like, I just want to get rid of them. Not quite get rid of them 100%, but then find
just
another
have
alternative.
it as an action camera.
Yeah, so there's going to be benefits to having GoPros for different situations, but we're looking at other options at the moment and playing with one at the moment. Which is our big camera that we have, which is the Sony 6100.
We've changed our lens on it, so it's more of a wide angle lens, and it's suitable for filming footage, and we can hold it and do the selfie arm.
Vloggy sort of setup
and give that a go.
Yeah, just the quality's like next level, isn't it?
Yeah, and it doesn't glitch. It doesn't give us issues.
You turn it on, it turns on. You turn it off, that's it. Like, it saves everything. There's no problems with SDs. Like, for our style of work and our lifestyle and what we do, to have something we use each and every day, if it's not reliable, it's so frustrating. So we're constantly looking for something bigger and better and just more reliable, really, at the end of the day. So I think the cameras might be going to be our next investment. I
was just going to say, there's someone here, never done traveling. They're saying they don't have issues at all. We didn't with our last ones. It's all since we've had number 10.
Yeah, no, 8s were 5. 7 was good. 8 was good. We didn't have a 9. We went straight to 10. There was no issues until we got to the 10. So
there's a couple that we jumped past there. So do we use ND filters on the drone? You didn't say about the ND filters, did you?
No, I didn't actually. I was just going to say, So I do use filters on my drone. I get a lot of people saying, how do you get such crispy photos? Why does it always look so super clean and clear? I'm slightly helping it with filters. Yeah. So I think it's ND4, 6, 8, 16, 32, 40, 64. And then the list goes higher. But it's basically like a pair of sunnies. Like, if it's a really sunny day and you're like squinting hard out,
it blocks out a portion of the light.
Yeah, like it's like putting on some polarized sunnies. Like, you can see everything looks nicer. It's easy to see, view. So I basically 90% of the time I'll run an ND8 filter on my drone. I've got the DJI Air 2S for anybody that doesn't know. They do come with filters, so you have 4 filters that come with that one. So, 90% of the time I'll run the 8, which does just about everything I do. Everything you see is pretty much through an 8. It just gives that little bit more tone on it, and it pops a few of the colors and just makes things look really cool.
Phil, I don't know how to say your last name, but I saw you mention this earlier. Are you enjoying the Alka water? For anyone who doesn't know, we did get a new water machine. You might have seen them on other people's channels. We are enjoying it, but we haven't said much on YouTube yet, and we won't for a while because we're still in a testing phase. Like, we're
still going through the process. We're still learning about it. Like, it doesn't matter what we do. We've always been pretty strict on learning something, researching it,
making sure we love it.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we say too much.
If we don't like it, we're not going to talk about it. And
we're happy for you to know that it's there, because it's going to be sitting in our van. Of course, you're going to know it's
100%.
there, but we'll give you a proper review when we know. The other thing as well with because it's an Enagic machine. But the other thing is obviously that's from a sales perspective. A lot of people do it from a sales perspective too. And we don't want to become across salesy. Like we really want to use it for the health benefits and see what we think about it from that perspective. So if you approach us with a question, we're going to tell you what we've experienced with the machine, because that's the point of it in a sense. But I'll leave it at that. Like I won't go into too much. But
all I can say so far,
it's really good.
Absolutely loving. We haven't even drunk any other water, but and we're seeing
we
benefits,
won't go back.
So. But yeah, again, totally just that's
we kind of just answered it, even though we said like we'll leave it for a while.
Yeah.
Just there's good things to come. We'll tell you about it when we get there.
Just quickly, that's a good point too. I was just about to say, like, we do have a page on our website. So for anybody that doesn't know, we've just recently put together a new website.
Oh yeah.
So we have. Geez, it took us 9 months.
Yeah, we worked out 9 months.
Just to get every bit of information. We've got things. One of the big things that probably took most time is destination. So we've got every single destination we've been to.
Bar a few in Queensland that we're still working on photos and getting them on socials.
That we're still getting up. But literally it has everything. It's got destinations. It's got everything about the car, the caravan. It's got our merch shop, so you can buy merchandise. We've got jumpers, shirts.
And there's links to everything as well. So if you go, what is the phone holder that you use in your car? That's a question we get all the time. You can click it. You can go find it and have a look for yourselves.
Yeah. So if you haven't checked it out and you only seen the old website, jump over and give it a look.
It's totally changed.
Yeah, it's completely different. I'm very, very proud about it because there's a lot of time and effort that's gone into it. But it just makes our life easier, and it makes it easier for you guys to check us out and see what we're up to and what we're doing. So, yeah.
Where are we here? So do you guys miss living in a house at times, or are you really enjoying van life? From Chad. I don't miss it really.
What was that again?
Do you miss living in a house?
No.
Or are you enjoying van life? I'm totally fine with living in a van.
Yeah, like honestly, it'd be so hard to go back to a house, wouldn't it?
Well, it wouldn't be hard to go back. I just prefer this lifestyle.
Say we're going back to a house, that's it. Like,
not travel anymore. Yeah, it'd be really hard.
It would be really hard.
It would be. We've definitely got a good couple, maybe longer years in this. I don't really know. It's probably our only big decider for that is Jada with her schooling. I'd say that's the one big decider for us. But other than that, like, we love it. Jada loves it. Jack loves it.
Why?
It's a no-brainer.
Well, I guess the biggest thing is too, because they're young. We're young. Like, a lot of people have sent me messages saying, like, good on you guys for doing it at your age and doing it this soon on, because we've tried to do it at a later age. The kids are growing up. They don't want to go with us and all this other stuff.
Better just to do it before.
Yeah, so we're in a perfect position to keep going, and we're making an income on the road, which is probably the biggest part about the whole thing. And to be able to have that, like, why not just keep going until we get sick of it, I guess. And we'll come home and get a house and do all that sort of jazz. Yeah.
I just had a look. Desi couple down under. I've just scrolled back and I did find your super chat. I'm so sorry. It's really funny. Every now and then it loads for me again and it shows me all the latest chats. So if I've missed anything, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to miss your questions. Thank you. But the other question you got there, what sort of audience retention have you had on our videos? So I couldn't even tell you the specifics, honestly, with the numbers. Like, overall, what I watch the most is after a video is completely aired, it shows you 1 to 10, like, how your video is going out of your last 10 videos. And I literally just look at that unless I want to know something more technical, which is rare.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's sitting at number 1 and it's like peaking the numbers versus every other video, I'm like, cool, we did a really good video this week. And if it's down at number 10, I'm like, oh, that wasn't so good, you know. But then, question, like, for example, the Q&As that we did, they were like down near number 10 because not as many people want to watch them. However, the ones who did watch it found a lot of like helpful information.
Yeah, it was beneficial for the people that watched it versus a mainstream Thursday night or a Tuesday night now.
I don't watch much unless there's something wrong. Then I'll start looking into things and start reading what YouTube tells me. But then I get stressed about it and then I overthink it and then I probably do things which don't work. So it's better just...
Well, that's what we were saying just before. Like,
what we do works, so why change it?
You can get consumed really into it and to the detail of, holy hell, like, we're starting to drop a couple of numbers and you start freaking out and stressing. And it's like, I think that's where you can go wrong.
It goes like this as well.
Yeah.
So if you look at a chart from when we started to now, it's not as perfect straight line of growth and, numbers and stuff. It honestly does this, and it depends on
like the tide coming in. It just goes up and down, but it's slowly getting higher and higher.
Yeah. It's like global warming. The water's just slowly rising. Okay, so this is Lee. Hi, Lee. I know you. You're on often. Hey, guys. Why have you got jumpers on? Is it cold in Gawler?
It's freezing.
We're heading home tomorrow. Maybe we might stay in Mildura.
Well, it's probably not cold for you if you're from down here, but
you'll be used to it.
From us northerners, it's absolutely freezing cold.
Wind.
That's probably the biggest killer. If
that's
the wind wasn't here, tonight's actually one of the better nights, but the wind's still up again. But tell you what, it was like 17 degrees the other night.
17. No, it was like 7.
Or was it 7?
7, yeah.
Oh, geez,
17 during the day and 7 overnight.
Well, there you go. Like,
so cold.
I don't know terminology for anyone else, but that's
with
cold.
high wind. Oh,
yeah.
Queenslanders don't do that.
I'm enjoying wearing the jumpers though. It's nice.
Oh, we're getting lots of van questions in here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm skipping them because as I said, we're going to go through it, but just not yet. Love your nose hair, Chris.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Do I need a trim? Which side, left or right?
Right, where are we? What have we got? What happened to the pocket and what quality do you film in? From Sarah Thomas, 4K or lower, etc. The pocket, the main reasons behind it was that obviously as an action cam, it didn't work as an action cam, so it didn't go both ways. The battery was not interchangeable, so what was in it was the only life you had. And if you needed to go out for a full day and you didn't have enough battery, then you had to carry battery packs and plug that in.
Yeah.
But then also to have an external microphone, because it wasn't very windproof. External microphone had to go onto the bottom of the extension piece. So then you had this like long.
You're holding this and you got this like dead kitten, which is a small microphone hanging off the bottom. So it's. I don't know. It was so much on top. Like you want to get it because it's small and compact.
Yeah.
And then when you start to do things, what we're doing, you adamant about the audio and trying to do the right thing, get the right shot. Like you end up with this tiny little compact thing with everything just hanging off it. And
when you should just really upgrade your camera.
Yeah.
You
get to a point where it's like, this is not cutting it anymore. Let's see what the next option is. This is not cutting. You're forever evolving and seeing technology is like crazy right now. There's always something coming out. But
the pocket as well, like if we were vloggers or something at home, like this situation, just sitting here and we could have it on a tripod, that'd be perfect. It would work really well for that. But sometimes in an outdoor action lifestyle, it just wasn't perfect for us. What quality do we film in? At the moment, we've been doing 4K. On the GoPros, we've always done 2.7. I used to upload our videos as 1080p. So for anyone following along here, so 1080p is high definition, and that's what our videos went up in. But because it was 2.7, which is like super high definition, I had room to zoom when I was editing if I wanted to get closer for footage. And now I do it in 4K, and I tend to use 4K and upload in 4K. So that's just more for all of you people that keep telling us you have us on this big screen TV. It needs to look its best. Yeah, and the 4K, drone footage is 4K. Always been 4K.
It's always been 4K. But it just makes no matter what, because you got to think of, you got a phone, you've got a tablet, you've got a laptop, you've got a TV, you've got a huge TV, there's a projector. Like you've got to think of all those different like platforms that your content's being shown on. So I guess at the end of the day, if you can do it in 4K, it's probably the best thing to do because it's going to cover all those bases straight off the bat. So
also techie and nerdy Sean from Gary. Thanks, Gary. I can't help myself. Oh, here we go. Stuart. So holiday mail for anyone following in the comments.
Oh, Stuart.
Chris and Sean, maybe you can put all these questions on your website with answers as a frequently asked questions section. That's a really good idea.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to add that in a note. Yeah. You're basically giving me more work. Do you want more episodes or do you want a better website? I don't know.
Which one?
I reckon we're probably going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. So we'll do a couple more and then we'll finish it up here. We don't want to bore you too much with too much chatting.
Oh, wow, it's been like nearly an hour.
Before you know it just goes past. But I can't believe how many of you have tuned into this as well. It's so cool.
That's crazy.
We just didn't know how it was going to go. Oh, we got Steve in here too. So I don't know him as anything but Steve from Emerald. Hello, Steve. How you going?
How you going, Steve?
I can see your comment there. another cotton plant when we get to Queensland. Maybe.
Oh, true. I miss the old cotton plant.
Yeah.
That was such a big part of our travels, in the first year.
We had to leave it at the border in Queensland. It was a very, very sad day.
Well,
and
it's funny
because
because
one never grew.
That's where it all started, was Emerald.
Yeah, it did.
That's where the whole cotton plant saga and
a cotton by
story
the side of the road.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, where are we?
We could kickstart it off again with Emerald. That'd be funny.
Stuart, he's happy to keep us busy. So where are we? Renee, my parents are retired and about to take off on their big trip. What advice would you have for them to cut down on stuff? Cut down on stuff. Like that's the advice. Cut down on stuff.
You've got to be minimalistic.
Yeah.
You've got to.
Your house is this big, not this big.
Well, you go from this to this, so something has to go. Things have to be left behind. It's like a really good learning curve. It's like, again, it's another like stepping out your comfort zone of going, oh, I've got all this here, but I probably only need 3 things out of those 25, and you've got to be able to just let go of that. I don't know. It's a process, and it's something that you'll get to understand and learn. Like, I still cull. I was culling again today. Like, I was thinking about today. I almost want to do an episode and go around the van
and cull,
and I'll show you. I'll show you the toolbox, and I'll take everything out of the toolbox and show you exactly what's in there. And then I'll take everything out of the tunnel boot and show exactly what I've got in there. Like, we have next to nothing.
You don't need a lot to live on the road. Really don't.
We can do everything we want to do. Like, there's not one thing we can't do if we didn't want to do it.
The bearings the other day, I think there was like 1 or 2 tools you said you might get, like a punch and a couple of things, but tiny things but the amount we cull, we can afford to get those things from a weight perspective.
Yeah.
You know,
you end up finding out what's more important versus what you don't need.
Where are we? So Cal, have you met Ronnie Dahl? No,
we haven't.
Someone that might have even been you. I don't know. Someone commented on our video when we were at the sand dunes at, what is that? It's okay. It's a moth. The sand dunes north of
Geraldine?
Perth. No, north of Perth.
Or that place. Yeah.
And someone asked if Ronnie Dahl was there because it looked like him with the hat and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I went and Googled Ronnie Dahl and I looked at that and I was like, oh, yeah, it does look like him. But he wasn't there. We haven't met him, no.
In saying that, though, we are looking at doing a lot more caravan and camping shows and expos and things.
Yeah, so in late 2022 or 23.
Well, it could possibly even be this year, late this year. There's probably even talk that we might be going to a couple there.
Timing.
Yeah, it all comes down to timing because we're obviously moving around a lot, but we still want to try and get to some of these. Ready. Yeah, well, it's not even that too, but it's to meet you guys in person as well. And
imagine that just being like, we'll go to our van show and they're there.
Yeah, like it's a really good opportunity for you guys to meet us and us to meet you. But then I don't know, it's good exposure for us as well. But I think it's going to be quite a cool, fun thing to start doing because we've always talked about it, but we've just never done it. I guess it's because we're always, moving quite quickly and in different parts of Australia at any one time. But it's definitely going to be on the cards for the future to start doing a bit more, caravan shows and camping shows and stuff, which would be really cool.
Yeah. Darren, are we happy that daylight savings has finished in SA? I am now, but I enjoyed it in the beginning. It was nice to have some evenings, but kids, it didn't work with the kids.
We're pretty lucky, I guess, because it only took them probably 2 weeks to get their head around it. Whereas we had a lot of people sending us messages saying, how are your kids going? Because ours are still up at 9, 10 o'clock at night, and it's been like a month or 2 months later. And I can understand it's like jumping on a plane and going overseas. It's 2.5 hours difference.
Yeah.
It was insane.
There's like a few things here that I'm going to have a quick go with. So Tom Rawlings has given us ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Thank you, Tom. I don't know. So the other thing too, there's one in here from Hayes. I don't know how to say that. Hayes Hiatus about Jack with his bottles. So Jack isn't on his bottles anymore. He doesn't have any milk bottles, but he has like a tiny cup of milk before bed.
Yeah.
It was really hard and he loved his milk and he loves his food. Persist and you will get there with your child as well. You will
win eventually. You will 100%
apparently with a broken leg. Yeah, that'll be really hard.
That's a really
I
bad
feel
situation. For you. Yeah, far out.
And then hang on. Where are we? How do you reckon I can convince my parents to sell the house and travel Australia? Do you reckon that's a good one to finish on? How do you convince someone to travel Australia?
watch our videos.
Oh, well, there you go. I wouldn't even thought to say that. That's funny.
I guess I think the biggest part is not knowing, and I guess YouTube's really good for that. There's people like us and doing the same things on YouTube now. So to be able to jump on there and watch what people are doing, showing you what you can and can't do, what's achievable, what's not. Like I think that's the little grey area that we never had before YouTube, and like obviously what we started doing.
There's a lot of information out there.
Heaps out there, and you can live through that and see that from another side.
You've actually put me onto one other thing there as well, because we've had a hell of a lot of feedback over the last probably 2 or 3 weeks. Just saying that people love that we are genuine and real and supportive, and there was specifically one that came through Instagram today, and it kind of like it resonated with both of us about being a YouTuber and stuff. So if you're out there and you want to travel Australia and you want to do YouTube and you want to go for a lap and you want to do those things, do it. The only advice I think,
don't hesitate.
Yeah, just do it. Don't worry about what you hear. Like, go and do it. However, if you're going to go and do it to make an income, don't expect it straight away, because it's going to be really stressful and really hard. Like you've got to have a fair bit behind you before it starts being like, what would you call, like
successful.
support you in a sense financially. If you've got a budget behind you and you want to do YouTube, though, do it. Go, hit the road, like have the best time.
Yeah, totally.
Seriously, have the best time. We can't wait to see you on the road as well.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. A lot of people. There's a few people saying, "Don't do it. Don't do this." Like who's to say? Who's to say you can't do something? If you want to go and do it, and you know you can do it, go and bloody do it.
Go and do it.
Seriously, like life's short. That's my biggest motto.
No one is allowed to tell you otherwise. You go and do what you want to do.
If it feels right
and be you.
If it feels right and you love it and you want to do it, bloody do it.
That's the only reason we're here where we are now, is because you guys 100%. Like what we were doing and we've been ourselves. And if you want to be yourselves and do the same thing and people like what you're doing, it's going to work. Yeah. And just give it a go.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Biggest advice.
So I reckon Tom Rollings, yippee.
Hey. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I reckon we'll probably wrap it up there. I want to just ask one more thing of you. We've got like 500 of you on right now. I can't believe it. It's so cool. But if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, can you please subscribe to our channel? Give this video a like as well. And continue on with the series. So we'll be again next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we've got at least another 5 or 6 weeks of Tuesday and Thursday before we're real time. So
bulk content coming still.
Bear with us. There's a lot coming your way.
So hopefully we get all that up to date, and then we're going to rip into some really cool, fun, exciting stuff like the van. I know there's a lot of people hanging out, but we're gonna hold off as long as possible, and then we're just gonna explode everything. Information, runs through, like you name it, the whole lot. So,
is Wild Touring here? I can see someone else said a comment saying hi, Wild Touring. But if you are, hello.
Wild Touring. Hey, Tim.
Oh, okay. I can't see it still.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Wild Touring.
How you going?
Yeah. There's so many people and there's so many names tonight that I know you all. I normally chat to you on chat. Like, it's so cool to see you.
Oh, there's Josh. So. I was waiting for him to comment. Nice haircut. I was expecting something a bit more next level there. You cheeky bastard.
He actually put his phone on silent. He's like, knowing Josh, he's going to call me and try and interrupt the show. So
literally,
he put his phone on silent.
That's totally something Josh from Traveling Campers would do.
If you haven't seen in our most recent episode, just check out the drone footage and see if you can find Josh.
At the sinkhole.
I can imagine him laughing right now if you can find it.
A hot tip at the sinkhole.
All right.
There's 2 holes there, not one. So
let's call it there.
Yeah, too easy, guys. So thank you again so much for tuning in. I didn't know how this was going to pan out. Like I was actually a bit nervous for the first time in a long time.
I might put up a poll questionnaire just in the community page, just saying, would you like to see another one? Give us a yes or no.
Let us know. I'd be bloody excited to do another one.
If you guys like this, maybe we'll do this instead of Q&A, because this is kind of cool. We don't know what we're in for.
Roll through it, and it's live. It's real time. It's you get to, I guess, see us in a different aspect too, because there's only so much on the socials you see. And then everything's sort of just filmed on cameras and edited. So,
All right,
guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining in. We so appreciate you being here. And we're not us without you.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. See ya.
Bye. Hang on. How do I end it?
There you go.
Oh, here. Bye. Oh, hang on. Your stream will stop immediately and you'll no longer be live. Okay, I'm
End.
ending it. Bye.